Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. You got a question for RLN? Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Oh, now we getting real. Yeah, it's time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. That's what I'm talking.
Welcome, everyone. Hold on just a second. I've got buttons to push. Click that. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality Radio. I'm your host, Rebecca L. Norrington, happiness specialist, inner peace practitioner. I'm going to throw in Oracle. Yeah, or an Oracle and an Oracle. I'm going to also throw in student, an ongoing student, always learning, always growing, transcending new perspectives. Oh, this consciousness, this self-awareness is exhausting. And today I'm going to do something very different. I've never shared a audio of one of my favorite teachers, and his name is Mooji, and I'm going to share that today. This audio, and I will also let you know where you can find it. This man, Mooji, is beyond, in my humble opinion, is beyond speaking the truth and pointing. He doesn't say I'm teaching. He says I'm pointing to the truth, which is never changing, always there, awareness. Anyway, before I go on, let me just especially, I'm so excited. I'm going to be playing a video, and I'm still excited. I want to share, especially with new listeners. People have been finding me every week, organically. So thank you for finding. And there are a couple of things I want to let the audience know. Every Saturday morning at 9:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9:15 Pacific Standard Time, my son and I do a live show. It's called Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense. Lord have mercy. Plus more. Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more. Live every Saturday morning at 9:15. And this is coming up is going to be our 46th show. How the hell did you even get the title of happiness specialist? Well, thank you for asking. When I was younger, you remember blowing out your candles, and maybe you do it now, making a wish and blowing out your candles on your birthday cake. I always wished for the same two things. And if you've listened to me, you may have heard this story a million times, but there's always someone that is just new to the channel. So thank you for your patience. I always wished for the same two things. I wanted to live to my potential. I had no idea what that meant. I had no vision, but I said I want to live to my potential, and I wanted to be happy. And this happiness, what I discovered, this happiness has nothing to do with anything that I've accomplished, has nothing to do with anything I've achieved, has nothing to do with titles, money, relationships, health. This happiness that I'm talking about is a personal vibration, a personal energy of peace that never leaves. It's a foundation rooted in contentment. Regardless of what life throws at you, just rooted in contentment. And the challenge comes from not recognizing, not noticing, not recognizing, not even knowing that there are programs, and we all have been programmed, myself included, working through eliminating the programs. And in my latest book, thank you for asking, Programmed for Unhappiness, Exposing the Untold Truth. It's on Amazon right now, but in this book, I list 55 program behaviors. 55, that's a lot. And each one of these behaviors, these program behaviors, subtracts from the energy of contentment, of peace. Oh, by the way, if you're watching me on YouTube, why do I have this? Hey, yes. Why do I have this fur on my head? Well, the weather changed instantly. We went from summer over 100 to in the 60s. And I love me some winter and I love my furry headbands. And so I just didn't want to take it off. Anyway, back. Hey, Jay. Yes, this is going to this recording that I'm going to share today. if you don't listen to, if you don't need to listen to anything else for the rest of your life after you hear this. At least that's what I believe. It's about 35 minutes. I'm going to play it all the way through. You can find it on YouTube, and the let's see. The YouTube channel is, let me just look a little bit closer. The YouTube channel is Infinite Love Meditation. But all you need to do is when you go into YouTube, search Mooji, Mooji, what is hiding behind your personality. Get ready to have your mind blown, seatbelts on, and welcome back, Jay. I did miss you. I missed you. Is missing a person a program? Yes, it is. And so that's a programmed, but you know what I'm saying, energetically. Yes, definitely. Instead of saying missed, let me just say this: enjoy, appreciate, am grateful for your energy that you bring to the show. I mean, it's been 15 years, this wonderful relationship. Yeah, I really do appreciate you. Okay. Without further ado, oh, and by the way, I am playing this with a computer on my laptop, with a cell phone, with a landline phone. So forgive if there's any kind of bugs. Let's see if this can work. Hold on a second. Click on this, click on that. One of these days, I'm going to have a real studio and real producers, but it ain't today. Here we go. Let's see. Oh, this microphone has to go this way. Okay. And if you're listening on Noom Vibe, welcome. Again, the show is live on YouTube, my YouTube channel, Rebecca Norrington. But without further ado, we are going to get into this video. Hold on.
You say that I see and I hear you. I grasp what you're speaking. It's clear enough. But there's something dark there that is working with this resistance. And so I think we all know, at least energetically, what you're speaking about. A resistance, judgment, fear. Huh? These are coming up and they're playing a very strong tug of war. You see, one wants to go to the self, one wants to go to hell, basically.
Yeah.
Okay?
Genau.
And you feel caught in that, you see? But I feel I only ever have good news for you. Not flattering news.
Yeah.
I'm not here to flatter you or to give you some little cheap answers, but to show you something, and that is that for many people, they feel that behind the facade of their personality, you with me on this? When I say like this, the facade means the face that you show the world. I'm a nice person, accept me. I'm so funny, I'm so sexy, I'm so whatever face you show, that behind the mask of this face is something sinister, dark, inconsistent, full of judgment. Okay. But there is behind even that a deeper seeing in which both these extremes are perceived. It's very important to know this, because if you don't know this, you will not follow me. you'll feel, I don't want to go to that dark place. I've been trying to hide that dark place from everybody. I'm trying to show everyone I am nice, I'm good. But there's some darkness I don't want to show anyone that, because they will reject me. They will push me away. This identity that plays like that, that also is not you. The first one is not you also. The nice person, hello, how are you? Very nice, something very good. This is not you. It is maybe our act, our behavior, and you can perhaps be genuinely quite nice and very liking people and so on, and that may be part of it, but it's not the whole thing. And the one underneath, apparently, that is trying to hide and not to show you the underwears. This one also is not also you. It's not the ultimate truth. But unfortunately, our identity is living somewhere between these two polarities. There's a sense in which we believe who we are moves between these two polarities, you see. And that outside of that, you don't know anything. Your world exists in this place. So what else could I be talking about? You have no way to recognize anything more than what you have been experiencing. This is what seems to happen. We believe very much in the identity that is shaped out of conditioning and belief. We believe it to be a fact. We never question whether it's possible that it is a fiction, not a fact. Because it seems as though this identity is flowing through your veins. The energy is breathing through your lungs. That it is closer than intimacy. And yet you're here to find out if that is true. Because as long as you believe this, you will protect the one you're suffering from. You will not feel you have an option. You will try to improve the character rather than to transcend it. If you say, I understand what you say, but there's a density in the identity, and it seems like it's though you have been advised or pointed to, let's leave all of that aside. Something believes it can or tries, but the result is superficial, you say. Why does it not have such power? I try to leave it aside, you see, but it doesn't seem to have any power. Why has no power? Let me ask you, who is the one who is trying to leave it aside? Let's take a look. As we begin to look more closely, you'll find that perhaps you seem to be understanding less. As we look more closely towards that which is perhaps the root of the sense of the problem, distractions begin to arise often. Do you feel it or not? It becomes increasingly difficult to focus on what it is all about. This is also part of the evasiveness of the ego mind. However, there's a clue in what you say. You say that it seems as though all of this stuff, the density of the person, seems all-encompassing. Yeah? What is observing that to say that? Surely there is some ability in you to be looking at that phenomenon energetically, isn't it? And say it feels as though it's filling everything. But that's just a thought and a sensation. It is not necessarily a fact as yet. I am looking at who you're taking yourself to be. A huge part of this misconception and difficulty is because I am pointing you, the light, at you, not your problem. And as yet, many people don't see the significance of that. You think your problem exists apart from you. But your problem exists as something combined with who you think you are at the moment. They go together. You see? When you discover the truth of yourself, the false you, along with its problems, will go. This is very subtle, and maybe most of you will miss what I've said. But because of the insistence and persistence at looking, and the important pointing I'm sharing with you now, that the most important, what is fundamental, what is radical in what I'm pointing out, is that I am not so interested in your problem. I'm always interested in you. Who are you? Who are you presenting yourself to be will determine whether you are going to be free or you will live with a sense of being bound. A problem does not exist apart from you. And I'll tell you something else. All problems are personal. All problems are for the person and not for the self, the pure self. The mind, the psychological mind, seems to, its greatest technique is to pull you into personhood. You are not naturally a person. Naturally, you are the consciousness. You are the self. But conditioning and divine intention was that as soon as the consciousness manifested in form, it would begin to identify with the form, believing itself to be the form. And the conditioning presented to the consciousness in the form of a person, that will play a role in who you think you are for a time. But it's been a long time. For some beings, it's far too much time. And for others, it's not enough time. They want more and more. Each one according to the role that you must play for a bit. If you, in your life, begin to experience an interest or an urge towards awakening to the truth of who you are, that is your good fortune. Grace is playing a big role to stir you into awakening. Your mind did not invent this. If your mind invent this, it won't go very far. But if something inexplicable has brought this into being within you, trust it a little bit more than you do at the moment. It's here to help you to find your way home. And let me tell you something else. Home is also not apart from you. Home is not a place. Home is your own heart. Even in life as we know it now, the consciousness is giving many hints, many clues to stir a certain awakening inside the human mind. Once upon a time, when someone sent you a letter, they're written by hand, like some letters here. I have one written by hand, few written by hand. They were sent to a physical address. And if I was away from that address, I would not be able to get my letter and read it. It has happened enough times. I'd have to wait until I come to that physical address. But these times now, You can have, your address can be digital, isn't it? So you could be in the middle of the Amazon, and if you've got Wi-Fi, that is your address. Your address is where you are. Wherever your computer is, that's your address. Your address is not necessarily a physical place. The address of yourself, the self, the only thing worth really discovering in this life, depending upon your maturity, that is you. And often, the thing most missing from your life is you. But you have to be smart to see that. We're living with a lot of picked up concepts, ideas that we inherit even from people that love us and that we love, who have not found the truth. What is this truth that we're talking about? Is it some sacred cluster of concepts? What is truth? Is it something you can read on a piece of paper or a holy book? What is truth? Everybody say, I'm searching for the truth. If you find it, in what form will it be for you? If you're searching for your glasses, when you find them, you can say, aha, here they are, you can show. If you're searching for your children, aha, there you are, you can come, you can find them. If you're searching for a certain philosophy, you can look, aha, this is the one I'm searching for. If you're searching for the truth, how will you find it? Does it have a shape, or a size, or a color? Is it religious? Is it transparent? Is it a belief? Is it different from you? Well, to really know, especially the last point, is it different from you? You'll have to know who you are.
Yeah.
You cannot find the truth until you find you. You cannot find the truth while you yourself are a lie. Does it make a little sense?
Yeah.
But to even have a sense that presently our self-conception is a lie, that is already a kind of wisdom. There is something in you that cannot be trapped, has never been trapped. It cannot even be free, because these are merely concepts to it. It is so pure. But freedom is a good word for now. You say, I feel so trapped, because you have to rely on the senses and the mind to evaluate your situation. You have to rely on how you feel and how you think, on your moods, to have an assessment of how you feel. But the truth is nothing to do with how you feel. Because in the realm of feelings, feelings constantly change. One moment you're feeling absolutely beautiful, and in another few moments you're feeling a bit annoyed or irritable about something. Next you're feeling so wonderfully alive. Another minute you're stiff bored. Who can control? You cannot control anything. you cannot control. One man, it was his wife's birthday, and he said, "Darling, you've been with me so long, and today, for your birthday, I promise you, I will not snore tonight." And see, can he keep this promise? With all the best of intention? "I love you so much. Tonight, I will not snore." Well, it means tonight I will not sleep, basically. You don't have that control. We like to feel we have this type of control. Yes, I will do this. I promise I will love you forever and ever. I promise I will never hurt you. I promise I'll never have to say sorry to you. Tall things to say.
Yeah.
And we love saying things like that. We love it. Oh, darling, I'll never. We love it. But to carry it out, you cannot. Feelings come, feelings go. If the feeling comes, you cannot tell it when to go. You cannot make an appointment with feelings and say, okay, you stick around for 3 days. You can leave on Wednesday. You have no control. So suppose the truth was a feeling. It would come, you feel wonderful. Oh, thank you, Father. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, and then what happened? And that is also going. And they say, oh yes, the truth visited me yesterday, but it took off after 10 minutes. I mean, what to say about it? The truth cannot be a feeling. Then what can it be then? Because we love feelings. We love them. They feel more intimate than thoughts. So I feel so good. I feel it deep inside my soul. These are feelings. Has any feeling ever come and not go? Everything that come, go. Okay. So it cannot be a measure of truth. Belief. You believe something. I believe in this. I believe in this. But things will challenge your belief. And what you'll do is fight. You will send people away. Don't come. I don't want to speak to you because you challenge my belief. Belief has to be converted into experience. And every experience has a beginning and an end. There is something in which experience is itself experienced. And you know what? You're there. You're there to watch the lies and the truth, the comings and the goings of everything. Maybe you don't want to be. Maybe something says, I don't want to be so much there that I am unaffected. I want to be affected. You see? There's a feeling inside. No, I want life. I want to be passionate about life. I don't want to simply be aware. I want to be passionate. I want to participate. You see? Why? Because we love experiencing. Every part of experiencing. The bitter and the sweet. The ups and downs. We love the appointments and the disappointments. We love the smooth and we love the rough. We love the success and the failures, huh?
Is it love or is it addiction?
Huh?
Is it love or is it addiction to the experience?
I think we are addicted actually. But we
Feels
like
like
to say
addiction.
we love.
Yeah.
Huh?
To me, it
It's
feels
both.
like addiction.
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Not everybody suffers from this. Some people say, I am tired of experiencing. Have you ever met anyone who say, I'm tired of experiencing? Maybe one of you are tired of experiencing. Or just maybe tired at the moment. Because that can be part of it too. Like right now, enough. But only right now. So something is in this, and we are meant to experience. The senses are there to experience. Mind is there in order to be experiencing. And all of this, I find no fault in it by itself. We find fault in it because we have a lower concept of who we are. We have limited our identity to merely body-mind functioning. And the body-mind functioning is not consistent. It says one thing one moment and felt the contrary thing the next moment. It cannot. It is itself. Your identity is relative, yet it wants to behave as though it is absolute. Something that's not possible. So, the personality, personal identity, cannot be your ultimate truth. It is always fluctuating, unsteady by nature, inconsistent. So as long as it persists that we identify ourselves personally, to that extent we will feel the waves, the rock and roll of life. And we may think, oh, I love it. But even that is really not true. We are addicted to it. We love and hate it. It's part of it. But what it is that we are attached to experiencing. We love it. What about sleep? If your name is John, you can only be consciously John for what, 18 hours a day maybe? Because when deep sleep comes, you're not John. Even if your beloved was calling you John, wake up. No John is there. Unless you can shake them into awakening, you're not John. Who are you? And yet, maybe for 8 hours, 10 hours, you sleep, oblivious to any identity. And you love sleep, or not. You love sleep. We spend good money to buy the best bed, to forget about everything, including yourself. You have nothing, no story to tell. I'm not talking about dream now, actually. I'm talking about dead sleep. In fact, you should not wish anybody sweet dreams. Sweet dreams mean you're not sleeping. You're still mentally active. You're going to wake up tired. A dead sleep means lights out, shop shut. Okay? Like this, you wake up refreshed, like you've been on holiday. Refreshed. Okay? For 8 hours or so, no experience, no emails, no Facebook, no dialogues. And every night, you would do the same thing. You ever get bored of sleep? What is the big deal about sleep? Is sleep also an experience or not? Huh? Basic need. It's a basic need and we need it. But do we enjoy?
Mm-hmm.
You go to bed, your baby's with you, your children with you, your parents with you. But in deep sleep, they're not there. Even you, the one who has a life and a story and a history, a biography, you're not there. Yet something is there. Yet you are there. But not in that way. Who is it is there in deep sleep? And is the one who was sleeping, is that one here now? I want to show you this one. If you don't pay attention for a few moments to whatever is going on in your head from any region of time. You're aware thoughts are wanting to play. Sensations are there in the body. The senses are functioning. The sense of time, sense of change, all of that. Yet you don't have to do anything about that. You don't have to be juggling time or causing things to change. Right as you are, you're aware that they are moving by themselves. Who are you here? Where is your place in all of this? You may say that you're merely witnessing this. You're aware of it. You're aware of the sense of change. You're aware of the feeling, the temperature of your body, the emotions, any kind of nervousness or tiredness. You're aware of the feeling of feeling a bit lost or confused, but they're just sensations and they come and go. They all can come and go, but all of them are watched from someplace. That which watches them, does that come and go? First of all, are you aware that there is a stationary, stable place from where all the traffic of emotions and sensations are observed to be coming and going? Are you aware of this or not? That which is aware, is it different from you?
Aye.
It is you. Without allowing any judgments to be formed around this sense of I-ness. Simply resting in this I sense without creating any story. The place from where seeing is being seen. Even the function of perception is being seen. Do you feel bound? Again, from the place, without moving to the left or the right, you can move left or right, doesn't matter. But without having to move to left or right, or to make any conclusion, or to do anything at all, you observe all sensations that arise inside your body and mind. You observe the movement of people and the wind and every sensation that arises in consciousness, you perceive without having to do anything about it. Is true or not? Yes. Do they depend on you? Well, in order to be perceived, you must say that if you don't perceive them, experientially they don't happen for you. Can we say like this? Yes, if you don't perceive them, experientially they're not recorded in your consciousness as ever happening. Yes. You, or that which is perceiving everything. Let's turn to the dynamic side, where there's the breath and there's movement and there's senses and sensation and so on. And they're manifesting, they're playing by themselves. And yet, without the perceiving of them, which arises in this place that you speak, you are discovering. It is the birthplace of all sensation, of all movement. From the very act of perceiving, everything is arising from that. Yet it is not arising. It cannot get smaller or bigger. Can you confirm? Does it have any conflict with the dynamic expression of life, with the breath and with form and movement? This space that she's referring to, and it's more than just space. It's more than just space. It's not just space. It's more than space. But it's not a thing. It gives space to space. Yeah. This you must find in you. This you must find in you as you. It will feel as though there is you and it. How do you perceive? What is your place there? Are you floating in that space? Or in this experience, there's not many people who are going to understand you. Maybe your parents will not understand you. Your friends, your husband or wife may not understand you. It's okay. You must know this. You don't even have to talk about it. Because in deeply confirming yourself as this, beyond merely the concept that you are this, then even if you could not speak, your presence will speak. It will communicate something from this innerness, this isness. And you are going to love it more and more. You're going to love it until all separations, all divisions are lost. And this is the one love that can never betray you, because it is synonymous with you. Love is like your perfume. Peace is like your perfume. Silence is like your perfume. But the flower from which they come, no one can touch. Not even you. Whatever you.
Wow. Hold on a second. Let me put everything back. I have to adjust this microphone. Maybe I shouldn't do this on air. Okay. Well, let me share with you again where you can find this talk by Mooji, Mooji. And the title, and all you do is go on YouTube, and the title of the talk is, it starts with Mooji, Mooji. What is hiding behind your personality? ? Deep inquiry. And it is on the channel. It says channel, the title is Infinite Love Meditation. On YouTube, search Mooji, Mooji. What is hiding behind your personality? Deep inquiry. You know, after I listen to this, and I listen to it a lot, one of these days I'll have it all memorized. The point is, in any moment, what entity are you identifying with? To sum it all up, Mooji says that if you have a problem, it's because of the person, identifying with a person. And he also said that I'm paraphrasing, you know, that some people, you're smart enough to get it. And I'm going to throw this in. I say that we're all avocados. I'm no different than anybody else. However, it's like an avocado. Sometimes it is time for the avocado to be ripe. And we're all avocados, and different times the teacher is able to get through, or let me speak for myself, or I'm able to get it or understand. I could listen to a tape for a long time and then, I get it. Now I get it. And it's just about, is it time for you to awaken, be more conscious, transcend? And everybody is on a different journey and everybody has a different timetable. But we are all on this planet struggling through, including, when I say struggling, it's struggling to know what is the truth. What is the truth about this journey? Is this just a dream? Am I going to wake up? Avocados with identity, avocados with no identity, avocados with, is it time? Are you ripe? Are you ready? That's it. And I'm to the point right now. This is what I all day long. No, this is God's journey. My little pea brain, my little ego has nothing to do with any of it. So step aside and can I just start enjoying all of it? And the ego doesn't, I mean, I don't know about yours. I don't know about your person, but it never is enough. The moment isn't enough. The situation isn't enough. There's always something to be want. There's always something to be desired. There's always something to want. And I'm here to say that I'm at a point, 68, soon to be 69, but don't tell anybody. 68 years old, and I don't want anything other than what is happening in the moment. And when I say I'm really talking to my ego. No, Rebecca is fine with all of it. Actually, Rebecca isn't fine with all of it, but Rebecca, you're going to have to take a seat. Because who I really am, who I truly am, is okay with all of it. And not only okay, I signed off before I even got here. This is the plan? Yes. Whatever is happening is part of the plan. I really appreciate you listening to that, if you did. And again, Mooji, what is behind your personality on YouTube. I highly recommend any of his videos. Okay, with that, guess what? The show is over, unless I have someone that wants to join the stage on Noom. I'm not taking any calls today. You know what? This is going to be a short show. Well, 45 minutes. And I love sharing. I love sharing the journey and the practice. And my current practice is to step aside and start witnessing more and practicing, observing more of this entity that wants me to believe that, yeah, you're Rebecca Norrington. That's who you are. That's how limited you are. And I'm done with the identity. Call me 365429, or just call me a symbol. It doesn't matter. I'm not identifying with names. I'm not identifying with anything other than the universe. And that means accepting all without judgment. What a practice. Well, that's the end of today's show. Thank you for listening. Reality Spirituality Radio is heard every Sunday at 9 a.m. Every Saturday, I go live with my son. It's called Mother and Son Making Sense Out of Nonsense, plus more. Next Saturday, 9:15 Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. Next Saturday will be our 46th show. And I have to tell you, we're flowing pretty good. He's insulting me and I'm insulting him. And it's a grand time. My website is RebeccaNorrington.com. You can follow me on Twitter at RL Norrington. LinkedIn is a work in progress. My Instagram handle is Reality Spirituality. The YouTube channel. You see how I say the YouTube channel. See, my body, my thoughts. No, the body, the thoughts. The YouTube channel is a work that's coming along pretty good. I have help. I have to say, I have help. and they're making smaller videos with captions. I'm very, very pleased. My first book, Reality Spirituality. See you next week, Jay. My first book, Reality Spirituality: The Truth About Happiness, can be purchased on Amazon. And this current book, which was published 2 publications, May and then September. I'm holding it up if you're watching on YouTube. It's called Programmed for Unhappiness: Exposing the Untold Truth, Series 1 of 5. And in this book, it's on Amazon. And in this book, I list 55 program behaviors that have been proven to subtract from your happiness. And when I say happiness, again, I'm talking about a personal vibration of contentment, an energy of contentment. Someone, what would happen? Oh, someone was barking at me. I say barking, was barking at me. And this because I have a short video on the YouTube, and it says, what did it say? It says, it's been scientifically proven. Having expectations or worry, it's been scientifically proven. Now, when I said scientifically, someone commented, that's not oops. Someone said, that's not scientific. You're just making that up. Yes, I did, scientifically. But scientifically, yes. Can you have an energy of contentment and worry at the same time? Can you be disappointed and anxious and angry and annoyed and irritated and content at the same time? Isn't that scientific enough? Anyway, I digress. They're lucky they didn't get me back in the olden days when I used to love to argue. But guess what? That person can be right. Until next week, my dear audience, I want you to remember who the hell you are. You are a physical extension of the universe. You are God having a human experience. And when I say God, I'm talking about the energy, the awareness, the presence. Use whatever term you want: source, universe, higher power, whatever term you want to use. And quite frankly, if you are an atheist and you don't believe in a God or a higher power, this shit works for you too, eliminating program behaviors. That doesn't mean that you're not programmed. And until next week, I want you to, or I'm encouraging you to, shoulders down, know that you and everybody else, we are on our own specific journey, personal journey. We are as different as our fingerprints, our own personal journey. And what you need is different than what I need, what I'm talking about on the journey. And so just remember that the practice is acceptance without judgments. The practice is not labeling situations good, bad, happy, sad. This life is an experience without judgment. And so be kind to yourself, be patient, accept yourself. And when you can accept and be kind and be patient with yourself, guess what? That spills over to everybody else too. Abraham Hicks, Esther Hicks, one from Abraham says, which is one of my favorite quotes, remember, you cannot have a happy ending to an unhappy journey. Google the 5 most common regrets of the dying. The 5th regret is, I wish I would have been happier. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality Radio with yours truly, global happiness specialist, Rebecca L. Norrington, but that's just the name. And remember, happiness, contentment, inner peace are all practice skills. And I guarantee that the more you practice, the more peace you're going to find, the more contentment you're going to experience, regardless of what's happening. And your moments, all of your present moments, reflect on what you practice. If you're dissatisfied with the present moment, in your present moment, if you're dissatisfied with the moment, guess what? You're going to be dissatisfied with all future moments. So the practice is to embrace, not only embrace, but practice. Ask for, and this is when I say ask for, how do I experience more contentment? I mean, that's it. Life is going to throw at you, at me, a series of hurdles. But is it possible to maintain a level, a energy of contentment, regardless of what life throws? The answer is yes. Happiness, contentment is a practice skill. Thank you for listening. And have a conscious week. Here we go. Action.
Now we get real. Yeah, time to get down. Yeah, you gonna feel good now.
And stream.